Welcome to the Buddhist Recovery Network. My name is Vimala Sara and I'm the president of the Buddhist Recovery Network. And the Academy is one of the things that we at the Buddhist Recovery Network really enjoy offering. Each month we bring a teacher here to explore how we can use the Buddhist practices with recovery, how we can use the Buddhist teachings to overcome our addiction. And I'm absolutely delighted to have Myokei here today. We worked very closely together on a couple of projects, and it's just awesome that we have Myokei here teaching. So I'm going to introduce Myokei. First of all, this session Myokei has called is Poison into Medicine, which I absolutely love because we know that all our addictive behaviors are poisons to the mind. And I think it's just absolutely wonderful that Myokei is really exploring changing poison into medicine, because that's it. It's like, how can we transform some of our behaviors? Often we think like we've got to push it away, we can never turn towards it. And actually with the Buddhist teachings, it's possible to transform anything. So I'm really pleased to hear what Myokei has to share. So Myokei Caine-Barrett currently holds the position of the Bishop of the Nichiren Shu Buddhist Order of North America. She is the first woman and the first American to hold this position. She's also the first American woman and first person of African American and Japanese descent to be fully ordained, having completed this process in 2007 with Archbishop Nissho Uchino in Japan. She is the guiding teacher and the resident priest at the Myoken-ji Temple in Houston, Texas. Myokei continues to volunteer with the Texas Department of the Criminal Justice as clergy to 2 prison Sanghas for the past 16 years, in keeping with the Lotus Sutra teaching of full equality of all beings. Her writings have been published in a variety of Buddhist magazines, Tricycle and Lion's Roar, and in newspapers. And she's also featured in the same book that I'm featured in as well, called The Hidden Lamp: Stories from 25 Centuries of Awakened Women. She is currently developing a curriculum, the Nichiren Shu tradition and the Lotus Sutra, and teaching with the trauma of incarceration and racism. And again, I want to say, you know, Myokei is of African American and Japanese American descent. And I'm going to hand over to Myokei. I'm not going to say anything more. And so wonderful to see so many of you today.
Hello, family. We are all members of a global family of Buddhist practitioners. And we share so much because we are practitioners. In particular, our ability and desire to take refuge in the 3 treasures. It's such a gift that we have for ourselves and to offer to the rest of the world, because the gift of refuge is truly a treasure that we can all embrace and uphold. So today we're going to start off with a little bit of chanting and meditation. Our school is not a silent meditating school, so we make a lot of noise, which is a lot of fun most of the time. Some people get freaked out by it because they're expecting silence. And we like to say this is how the Buddha transmitted his teachings to everybody. He didn't silently do that. He spoke them. And whatever means were needed to make sure that people remembered the teachings after his passing were adapted and used, so that much like the griots who kept histories, they kept the Buddha's teachings. So I put in the chat Namu Myoho Renge Kyo, which is what we will chant. And we'll start with just a period of silence. So I'll ask you to find a comfortable place, a comfortable position, and just check your body. And be relaxed. We try not to have too much stress in our bodies. And once you find a place of comfort and relaxation, so that nothing will disturb you while you're in silence, start breathing in slowly and deeply through your nose, and breathing out slowly and completely through your mouth. Rest your hands at about 3-finger widths below your navel. And just relax into the gentle flow of your breath. And attempt to go deeper with your breath. And each breath deeper than the one before. And as you're breathing, visualizing the breath traveling through your body, in your chest, into your arms, down in your hands, down into your belly, into your hips, your thighs, and your calves, all the way down to your feet. Scrunch up your toes. And then release them. Feel the expansion in your feet. Now follow your breath and come back up through your body. Until you are back in your belly. As you continue to breathe, come all the way up into your chest. And let us know for this moment, it is difficult to be born as a human being. I have now realized such a birth. To hear the teachings of the Buddha is difficult. I may now hear it. I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Namu Myoho Renge Kyo. Place your hands in Gasho as we'll now begin to chant the sacred title. And we'll start out first by chanting Namu Myoho, breath, Renge Kyo. The second phase, we'll chant Namu Myoho Renge Kyo, breath, Namu Myoho Renge Kyo, breath. And in the third phase, we'll just go Namu Myoho Renge Kyo, Namu Myoho Renge Kyo, and it may vary in speeds as we'll do that. All right. And I'll be drumming. Namu Myoho Renge Kyo. Namu Myoho Renge Kyo. Namu Myoho So release your hands from Gasho. Return to the position that you favor during meditation. As we come back into our bodies. And back into breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Remembering the refuge in the three treasures. And also the character Myo means wonderful. It also means to open your heart, your mind, your circumstances. And it also means to be reborn. So that we know each and every day that we begin our practice. We take joy in our breath and our postures. We are reborn. And our breath becomes a vehicle for that rebirth, for that awakening, for that opening. For our ability to embrace more and more of those seeking refuge and seeking a space to become one with the Buddha. And then we say, I respect you deeply. You all will be able to practice the way of bodhisattvas and become Buddhas. May the merits we have accumulated by offering be distributed among all living beings. And may I and all other living beings attain the enlightenment of the Buddha. May the Dharma realms equally benefit all. Namu Myo Renge Kyo. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, for all those teachings and that final teaching, because it just reminds me that those of us who have stepped onto that path of recovery, Marsha, what you remind me of is just how important it is to share the merits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is such a strong Dharma practice of sharing the merits. And yeah, when we're ready, as Myokei says, when we're ready. So I just want to say a big, big thank you to Myokei. And to another practice is the practice of generosity. Again, that's sharing the merits. If you're able to, even if it's $1 or $5 or $100, whatever, please do give dana for the teachings. There is no price for the teachings. Myokei does not work with a wage. And the money comes through to the Buddhist Recovery Network, and the money is split between the teacher and Buddhist Recovery Network. And none of us at the organization are paid. We're all volunteers. The money goes for putting on events like this, organizing a summit, which will be coming up later on. And we have a lot of hidden costs running our website, etc. So please do give generously if you are able to. And again, we actually, before I announce anything, is there anything you would like to announce, Myokei? I will, when you send me the link of your evenings, I'll post that on our Facebook page. So please find us on Facebook if you want to know what's going on. But is there anything else you'd like to?
Well, if we have the time, I'd like to close out with a prayer, the inner healing experience. If none of you have had that before, of our time together.
We have the time, definitely.
Okay.
We have the time. So before you do that, so we don't close out with announcements, it's to, yeah, it's to remind you, we'll be here at 7:20. Vanessa will be holding space if you want to meditate with us in the morning at 7:20 to 8:10, Monday to Friday. Every Wednesday, there is a Buddhist recovery meeting held by BRN at 5:30, so please, 5:30 Pacific. So please do join us. 7:20 in the morning is Pacific. And join us for our next academy. Not exactly sure who that will be because Gary's sister just died. So sending blessings to Gary and his family. So we will be having somebody teaching. And again, a big thank you, and handing over to Myokei to close the morning or evening or afternoon, wherever you are.
So I ask you to sit and close your and just listen to my voice. The eternal Sangha enfolds me. The eternal Dharma inspires me. The eternal Buddha enlightens me. Eternal compassion encircles me. I am one, and all is well. As we begin the inner healing process, allow me to invite you to relax in quiet confidence, opening yourself to the wonderful power of the Dharma. Symbolize the unity of your thinking and feeling nature by touching your chest with your right hand. And allow my words to act as your own for your own inner acceptance and receptivity. I honor the three treasures, the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, sources of compassion, wisdom, intelligence, and love. I am in the midst of them, and they are in the midst of me, sensitive and responsive to my every thought, word, action, and feeling. I now make this true for myself by saying aloud, I acknowledge. I acknowledge. Acknowledging the Dharma working through my life, I admit that I am personally responsible for solving my own problems while being guided and assisted by the intelligence and wisdom of the Dharma. As I am ready to surrender the conflicts of my ego to the wisdom of the Dharma, I simply speak these words. I surrender. Knowing that forgiveness is the key to unconditional love and the feeling of peace, I now unconditionally forgive anyone and everyone who has ever injured me in any way or imagined. And now I forgive myself for all my mistaken judgments and their resulting actions. From my deepest level of understanding, now I say, forgive. Realizing that I continue to experience the effects of my own thoughts, words, and deeds, I now choose to allow my practice of the Dharma to recreate me deeply, filling my mind and life with thoughts, words, and deeds that are constructive, positive, loving, and beautiful. I call upon this inflow of Dharma by stating aloud, I choose. Now center upon that one special idea that I'm willing to accept as real for me in this coming week. Visualizing the idea as already acted upon and brought to pass. In seeing my idea become a fact of my experience, I enjoy the happiness and peace of my thought fulfilled and gratefully speak these words, I accept. Knowing that I have taken refuge and have a place in the three treasures which sustain all things, as well as the support of all those around me, I allow myself to relax in the peace of fulfillment and gratitude and say, I release. Now in my mind's eye, I envision the presence of someone near and dear to me, a family member, a friend, a mentor who has touched my life in deep and loving ways. Someone who is not physically present in the room at this moment. And I turn toward that image in my mind and say, I am grateful for the good in your life. I now open my eyes to the world around me and turn joyfully to the person next to me and share my gratitude and confidence by saying, I am grateful for the good in your life. I'm grateful for the good in your lives. Let's see. And I will send that to you as well.
Thank you. And just one other thing, inviting us to, here's the link to which I think Myokei will be part of conducting a national Buddhist memorial ceremony.
Yes.
For Asian American ancestors, which is on Tuesday at 4:00 Pacific, 7:00 Eastern. So the link is there, and Myokei is inviting you to join many of us in this memorial.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Vimalasara, for having me.
Oh, thank you. You know, I want to hear the chant. Can I hear let's hear the chant one more time without the drums. Let's hear you so we can do it together.
All right. Namu Myoho Renge Kyo. Namu Myoho Renge Kyo. Namu Myoho Renge Kyo. Thank you all.